Something happened on live television this week that nobody saw coming, and fans cannot stop talking about it. Kelly Ripa walked onto the set of Live with Kelly and Mark, sat down next to her husband of 30 years, and within minutes had the entire studio audience absolutely losing it. And it all started with a dinosaur. Stay with me on this one, because this story gets better every single second. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, you've picked a perfect day to show up. Because today we are diving into the moment that's got Hollywood buzzing, entertainment blogs scrambling, and fans on social media declaring Kelly Ripa an absolute legend. We're talking about one of the most hilariously unexpected moments in recent talk show history, a moment that perfectly captures everything people love about this iconic couple. This is the story of the anniversary card that Kelly Ripa gave Mark Consuelos that has everyone talking, laughing, and wondering how these two have managed to keep television this entertaining for over 3 decades. Now, if you've been following Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos for any length of time, you already know that this couple operates on a different frequency than pretty much everyone else in Hollywood. They first met back in 1995 on the set of the daytime soap opera All My Children, where they played love interests on screen. But life had a way of blurring those lines, because what started as fictional romance became the real thing, fast. They were married that same year, and what followed was one of the most enduring, entertaining, and genuinely affectionate love stories in the entire entertainment industry. Kelly, of course, went on to become one of the most recognizable faces in American daytime television. For over 2 decades, she held down the morning talk show format with grace, humor, and a personality that simply cannot be manufactured. And when Mark joined her as permanent co-host on Live with Kelly and Mark back in 2023, it felt less like a television decision and more like a natural extension of who they've always been together. Two people who genuinely enjoy each other's company and have absolutely no problem sharing that with the world. Sometimes a little too enthusiastically. Which brings us to this week. It was a regular Tuesday morning on the set of Live with Kelly and Mark, and the show was flowing through its signature blend of pop culture chat, playful banter, and that effortless chemistry the two of them have built over 30 years. The conversation landed, as conversations often do on their show, somewhere unexpected on dinosaurs, specifically on the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Kelly mentioned offhandedly that she relates to the prehistoric creature, and before you ask, yes, she explained why. She said she has short arms for her body size, just like the T-Rex, adding that the dinosaur always approached everything head first. And that's when Mark, without missing a beat, turned to her with a grin and said on live television in front of a full studio audience, "It's exactly what you did with me." Now, the audience went wild. And Kelly could have let that moment go. She could have pivoted, laughed it off, moved on to the next topic. But that is not who Kelly Ripa is. Because that little exchange sparked a memory, and the memory she shared had the entire room in absolute chaos. She paused, looked at the camera, and debated out loud whether she should actually say this on air. And then she decided, yes, she would share it in a way that was, quote, appropriate for television. She told the audience that for one of their wedding anniversaries, she went shopping in Palm Springs, California, and stumbled upon what she now calls, and I quote, the best anniversary card she has ever purchased in her life. The card featured an illustration of 2 T-Rexes, and those 2 T-Rexes were, shall we say, engaged in a very loving moment with each other. The female T-Rex in the card says, "Pull my hair," and the male T-Rex responds, "I'm trying." The joke, of course, being that T-Rexes have, notoriously, almost tragically short arms. They physically cannot reach. Kelly looked at the camera after delivering this story with the most perfectly deadpan expression and added, "You have to be 21 and older to see it." The studio erupted. Mark's reaction was priceless, and within hours of the episode airing, the clip was everywhere. Fans immediately started reacting, and the responses were everything you'd expect and more. Social media lit up with people calling it the funniest thing they'd seen on morning television in years. Comment sections filled with laughing emojis, people tagging their partners, and more than a few folks declaring their love for Kelly Ripa's complete lack of filter. Entertainment outlets picked the story up rapidly, with headlines ranging from Kelly Ripa reveals the raunchy dinosaur card to fans dubbing the moment pure television gold. And here's what makes this moment land so perfectly: it wasn't scripted. It wasn't a planned segment. It was Kelly Ripa in her natural habitat, doing what she and Mark do best, being completely, unapologetically themselves. That's a rare thing in an industry built on carefully managed images and polished public personas. What you see with these two is genuinely what you get. And audiences feel that they always have. But that wasn't the end of the story, because this moment didn't exist in a vacuum. It was part of something much bigger. Just weeks before this episode aired, Kelly and Mark celebrated a milestone that most Hollywood couples never reach: their 30th wedding anniversary. 30 years. In an industry where marriages often don't survive the first premiere, these two have built a life, a family, and a career together that spans 3 full decades. 3 children: Michael, Lola, and Joaquin. A co-hosting partnership that has become the backbone of morning television. And apparently, a very impressive collection of anniversary cards. What's striking about Kelly and Mark is that their humor, the slightly outrageous, self-deprecating, laugh-at-yourself brand of humor they bring to their show every day, isn't a performance. It's a reflection of a real relationship. It's 2 people who've been through all of it together and found a way to laugh along the way. Their willingness to be vulnerable and funny and even a little inappropriate on live television is, in its own way, a love language. It tells the world, we are comfortable enough in what we have to laugh about it openly. And that comfort, that ease, that joy they clearly take in just being around each other, that's what audiences have been responding to for years. It's what makes a story about a dinosaur anniversary card feel oddly heartwarming. Because underneath the joke is 30 years of choosing each other every single day. For Live with Kelly and Mark, moments like this are more than just viral clips. They're the heartbeat of the show. In a media landscape where morning television is fighting for relevance against podcasts, YouTube, and streaming content, authenticity is the ultimate currency. And Kelly and Mark have it in abundance. This isn't the first time they've made headlines for their refreshingly candid approach to their marriage and life. Fans may remember the Christmas card story from late last year, when the couple famously left their own kids out of the annual holiday card, replacing them with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Their children reportedly felt slighted. Mark was reportedly the happiest he'd ever looked in a Christmas card photo. Kelly called it a great card. The internet had thoughts. And then there was the story about Kelly's bedtime habits, and the turtle videos, and the countless other moments that have made Live with Kelly and Mark appointment television for millions of viewers who tune in not just to be informed about pop culture, but to feel like they're sitting across the table from 2 people who are genuinely having the time of their lives. That's the brand. That's the magic. And it works because it's real. There's something genuinely refreshing about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos in today's entertainment world. At a time when celebrity culture can often feel carefully curated, filtered, and focus grouped within an inch of its life, these 2 show up every morning and just exist. Loudly, hilariously, warmly. The anniversary card story is funny. Yes, it went viral for a reason. But what it really reflects is a couple who after 30 years still knows how to make each other laugh, and isn't afraid to share that joy with the millions of people who tune in every day hoping to start their morning with a smile. Whether it's a raunchy T-Rex card from a Palm Springs shop, a Christmas card drama with their kids, or a moment of completely unfiltered banter that turns into a headline, Kelly and Mark continue to prove that there's a real audience for love stories that are messy and funny and honest and deeply, enduringly real. And honestly, in a world that often feels like it's taking itself a little too seriously, we need more of that. So here's what I want to know. What do you think makes Kelly and Mark such a fan favorite after all these years? Is it the humor? The authenticity? The fact that they clearly still genuinely like each other? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this celebrity update, hit that subscribe button for more entertainment news and Hollywood stories delivered right here every week. Kelly Ripa just told the world about the most hilariously unexpected anniversary card she ever gave Mark Consuelos, and fans absolutely cannot stop talking about it. In this video, we break down the viral moment from Live with Kelly and Mark, explore what makes this couple one of Hollywood's most beloved, and look at why their unfiltered approach to marriage and morning television keeps winning over millions of fans worldwide. From their 30th wedding anniversary milestone to the dinosaur card story that broke the internet, Kelly and Mark continue to prove that authentic love